We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live!
Welcome to the Mouthpiece, episode 96. Today we're going to talk about poker, sports, what's going on in the World Series, the NFL Week 8, some politics, whatever y'all want to talk about. The Mouthpiece is next. What up? How's it going, everybody? Good Saturday to you. It's been an interesting week for me. I was struggling a little bit mentally for the first time in about 4 months. I was really had a lot of anxiety. I was struggling to play well. And so, it's been a tough week. I still found a way to be up about... I'm up about 8,000 for the week. Didn't play much. I should be up like a lot more. I just misplayed a lot of hands, and luckily I ran good when I didn't play well. So I'm up 8,000 for the week. Probably should be up around 28,000 for the week, but it is what it is. I was kind of aware that I've been off, and it seems like today my mental acuity is really good, so I feel really sharp. So I'm looking forward maybe to playing tonight. Let's see what else is going on. The World Series last night. Wow, what a game. 6-5 Phillies. First team since 1956 to come back from a 5-run deficit to win a World Series game. The winner of Game 1 is 21-5 in the last 26 World Series. So, and you can get the Phillies at even money right now. So, I think it's kind of a good bet. Minus $1.10 on the Phillies, up 1-0. I think they just got all the momentum. It just seems like they're a team of destiny. Just when they beat the St. Louis in Week 1 in the first round, when they got that 6th and the 9th, and then they just hammered fucking the Padres, and I don't know. They hammered Atlanta. They just look like a team of destiny. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to tonight's game. Should be interesting. It's a must-win game for Houston. They got to go. It goes 2-3-2. So, even if Houston wins and the Phillies win 2 out of 3 at home, they'd be up 3-2 going back to Houston. I mean, if Phillies win tonight, there ain't no way Houston's winning 4 out of 5. I don't see that's possible. So, big game tonight. The NFL is pretty good. I won my pick of the week last week, putting me at 5-2 for the year on my pick of the week. And this week's pick of the week is very interesting. I've gone back and forth between 2 games. I like both of them pretty much close to the same, but I am going with my pick of the week, which is a very interesting pick, is the New England Patriots, laying 2.5 against the Jets on the road. This line opened 1, got bet to 2.5. In the NFL, there's one thing you got to learn about the NFL. When teams get embarrassed, they show up the next week. And New England was absolutely embarrassed on Monday night. Absolutely one of the worst beatings I've ever seen. It was really good for me because I had myself avoiding them in Survivor, and 250 people, I think, had them in Circa. So we're down to 125 in Circa, and I had to talk my partners into not taking the Patriots last week in Circa, and so we ended up surviving. And in my one survivor pool, there's 4 of us left. First place, 177,000. We made a deal where we saved 12,000. So that's what, 48,000, and we're playing for 129,000. So it's it was a good deal. The 12,000 pays for all my Circa buy-ins, and it pays for all my my other buy-ins. So, I'm free rolling the whole year with a 1 out of 3 chance at 129,000 in my one contest, 1 out of 4, and then we have 125 left in the Circa contest. Now, we made a save with a friend of ours for 30% in the Circa because he has one available also. So that basically gives us, two tickets in the Circa with 125 left. Shot at 6.8 million, whatever the fuck it is. I think that's what it is, 6.8 million. So wow, just to have a shot. I mean, give me a 2 out of 125 shot at 6.8 million. Now, we chop that up 4 ways. It's like 1.7 million, but I'm not greedy. 1.7 million is kind of life-changing money. So, you never know. We could win it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually pretty excited to still be in. Now, this week's pick is, it looks like we're going to go with Dallas minus the 9.5. Chicago off a short week. They blew their load last week. It's kind of a really must-win game for Dallas. But I've been thinking about going contrarian. You say you like the M Green Baseball thinks likes the Panthers +4. We're thinking about possibly going with trying to steal one with Atlanta and take them in the Survivor. I mean, you got to use every team anyways. I think that's a good chance. They kind of blew their load last week. But PJ Walker looked good. He looked great actually. But Tampa Bay. Look at them last week against Baltimore in the second half. What a shellac job that was. So yeah, Brandon. See, that's what you don't even understand. There was no MAGA. It's all fucking set up, dude. The guy knew the guy. Man, Jesus Christ, man. Don't listen. That's all you do is watch fucking MSNBC, dude. It's another Jussie Smollett bullshit. Anyways, yeah, we're going to go to that too in a little bit. We're talking about the lying fucking media and the make up shit about Pelosi's house. And he's literally on the phone saying it's a friend that broke in, he says. And then some random answered the door. They don't even say who that is. And there's no security cameras. And let's see, she's the third most powerful person in the world, and they don't have any Secret Service. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Believe that all you want. 2 weeks before the midterms. You guys are all stupid. Only you are, Brandon. You're stupid. You're getting to the point now where I just can't take it that you could be that stupid and gullible. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, the World Series was awesome. Game 1. I'm looking forward to Game 2 tonight. I wouldn't bet against the Phillies. They just look destined to win it. And, the Phillies had the second highest payroll in baseball behind the Dodgers. I didn't even realize that. So it's not like they weren't expected to be here. Wouldn't shock me if Phillies won again tonight. What do you guys think? So the thing about the Circa contest is very weird, interesting. You have to play a team on Thanksgiving and you have to play a team on Sunday. So, if we're probably what everybody else is doing the same, which is saving Buffalo for Thanksgiving against Detroit. But it's very interesting about taking Atlanta this week against Carolina. I just don't know if I trust them. They got 3 wins, but three of their losses were beatdowns. Even 2 of them they came back. They came back against the Rams and had a shot late. They came back against a really bad Tampa Bay team and had a shot late. But I don't trust Atlanta. I don't know. I think we're just going to play it safe here and take Dallas. Chicago on a short week. That offensive line is just, I don't think it can hold up to Dallas's defensive line. But if you guys have an opinion on Survivor this week, let me know. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, so NFL, I seem to pick winners but bet losers. I don't even know why I even bet. I told you guys I don't even bet no more. And then I found myself betting a few games this week, and so I kind of caught myself. So I told myself I'm not betting anything this weekend, no matter what. So because I know myself. I don't know if the Bucks will make the playoffs. I mean, they're in a division. They're in the worst division. I mean, so think about this, you guys. If Carolina beats Atlanta this week, Carolina is in first place by themselves. They own all the tiebreakers. Think about that. Carolina Panthers, as bad as they've been, if they pull the upset over Atlanta this week, they're in first place by themselves. That's just unbelievable, that division, how bad it is. I mean, and the thing is, it doesn't make sense. Is now Tampa Bay lost their best defensive player. They lost Shaq Barrett for the fucking season. The Tom Brady looks like he's throwing it to fucking you and me. I mean, he doesn't even look like he has a clue. I don't know. I don't think Atlanta's going to win. I don't know. I mean, the Saints could fucking beat the Raiders this week, and the Saints get healthy, they could be the team to beat. I don't know. It's the Raider defense sucks, but their offense is pretty good. I think the Raiders win, but it's going to be a close game. I don't know. Yeah, sports used to be unwatchable without gambling, but I've learned how to do it. So. Anyways, I'm gonna just tell this person that I'm busy. So anyways, what do you guys think? That's what's going on. Poker's been okay this week, but I haven't played well. And not playing well really bothers me. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to be at Hustler Casino playing all week. Hustler Casino Live November 6th through the 11th. That's in 2 weeks. So I will be playing every day there. I might sell 50% of myself on to the big game on Friday on Pocket Fives. Not that I need to, but a couple of people DM me and they want me to. So if you guys, any of you guys are interested in buying pieces, maybe I'll sell pieces of myself to the big game on Friday. That's going back to the Lakers. So I did make one basketball bet this year. That's why I was telling you about that. I don't like the fact that I was betting. I took the Lakers +6 against Denver. They had 3 days off, coming off 2 horrible losses. I thought that they would play well, and LeBron played as bad as he could play. And now they're 0-5, and they look like the worst team in the NBA. You guys, all that shit is all fucking noise. Everything you hear is noise. All the shit they say about people in politics before an election is all bullshit. They just lie, both sides. Lie. Right? They just make up things. That's it. That's why you got to watch the debates, because they're all fucking bunch of fucking losers. So, anyways, I think I'm going to sell half myself to the big game, or 25% of myself on the Friday game, and see what happens. So that's going to be doing next week. So I'm going to be doing the podcast here on next Friday probably, and then I'm going to LA Sunday night, and we'll probably do the podcast Saturday afternoon next week. So, the Lakers defense is playing well. I mean, when you give up 105, 108, and you lose every game, I mean, I don't know what they put. Yeah, Fetterman was the worst debate in history, but the guy's brain dead. I mean, I don't understand how they could put a candidate like that. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, because I don't wish bad health on anyone, but he had a stroke, and he's really not capable of doing his job. But then again, I mean, he can't be any worse than Biden. He doesn't even know what town he's in. So, I mean, who knows? Yeah. So, whenever it's a month before the election, it's all bullshit. 2 months before, it's just all bullshit, most of it's bullshit. I mean, the shit that with the Hunter Biden laptop about Joe Biden selling shit to China ended up being true. But most of the time, it's all bullshit. And anyways, so yeah, let's talk about Twitter. Twitter being taken over by Elon Musk. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, you should be happy that free speech will be restored to Twitter. A lot of people on the left are throwing a fit about it because they can't stay in power without censorship. And, they've had censorship now for 6 years. And when you're able to block the debate on one side of the aisle and only push your side, you're going to stay in power. But the left is pretty upset that they don't have censorship. And the amazing part is if you go back years, 30, 40 years, the left was the party of free speech. They were the biggest proponents for free speech. And they were also the biggest proponents for anti-war. Now the right's the proponent for free speech and the right's the anti-war party. It doesn't even make sense. It's pretty crazy. So, NHL, the Vegas Golden Knights look great, 7-2. Power play looks great. The fucking kid is playing lights out in goal. He's top 5 goals against in the league. The Vegas Golden Knights offense is starting to click. I mean, they're 7-2. The 2 they lost, they didn't play well against Calgary, but they still had a 2-goal lead, and they kind of gave it away to Colorado too. But 7-2 start's pretty good. If the kid plays like this all year, Vegas is going to be a really, really good team. So you're talking about tournaments playing at WSOPs. Are you talking about? No, I don't play tournaments, you guys. It's very hard on me. When I play when I play online, it's harder for me than when I play live, even because I have to use this mouse, and when I click this mouse, it pulls on this injury I have right in my shoulder.
He's talking about in your home game, having a tournament on Sunday in your home game.
Oh, yeah, we haven't had any for a while because we've been a little bit slow. But we're thinking of running a free roll tournament here in the next few weeks, getting the room going again because we've had this room going for 2.5 years, and unfortunately everybody's kind of playing live right now, and it's really, really hard to keep people playing online. So but I think we played 3 times this week, and so but we'll see about that. Anyways, we're going to take some phone calls and see what y'all want to talk about. We could talk about the World Series. We could talk about the NFL. We could talk about college football. We could talk about politics, the elections coming up. We could talk about the phony story out of the Pelosi house that Brandon thinks is real. I don't know if you saw what came out today, Brandon, but you should go take a look at it. They actually had the recording of the husband calling the police. It's absolutely wild. He says the guy intruder is his friend, and then they don't even tell you who answered the door. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, let's take some phone calls.
The Mouthpiece.
If you'd like to take part in our phone call segment, you can give us a call at 702-329-0480. And if you're a snowflake or a pussy and you don't want to talk to me, you can email me at mouthpiecepodcast@gmail.com. Also, follow me at the Mouth Matiso on Twitter for times that our call-in segment will be live. 702-329-0480. Give us a call. 702-329-0480. Yeah, the TCH thing going to the Supreme Court might end Texas poker. The one judge overruled on them where they got their license back, and if it holds up, it really might be the end of Texas poker. So I saw that today, and I'm thinking, God, did I really escape a really bad situation in Texas? So we'll see. Up to the Mouthpiece is Mike. What up?
Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? It's Ron from California, man. How you doing?
Good, Ron. How are you?
Good, man. I just wanted to I just wanted to know, what do you feel about RTA, real-time assistance, when people play poker? And do you think if you're just looking at flow charts while you play is cheating?
Yeah, I do. I think it's cheating. I do. You know, and that's why I have a very I don't understand how they're giving away bracelets, putting caches and including them in all-time caches at the World Series of Poker. They're basically taking all the records and they're destroying them, and I think it's pretty disgusting, because I know for a fact that during the World Series that 9 or 10 kids rent out houses and they all play together, and if one of them goes deep, they're all sweating them and taking notes and helping everybody else out, and who knows, even if they're using RTA. I mean, it just should never be allowed. So I'm really against it. But you know, it's all about making money. They basically said that they basically tell the world, well, bracelets mean nothing, titles mean nothing, and it's all about money now. So, you know, it's just what it is. You know, it sucks. But
do you think there's a difference between certain RTAs and other RTAs, or you think no matter what, they're under the same umbrella?
I think they're under the same umbrella. And I've only seen them once. I didn't even know what they were. About a couple of years ago, somebody told me that there were the guys that were outed for cheating on GG. I was told that they were cheating on GG, and they showed me what RTA was. And basically, it just, like I said, from what I was shown, is it basically connects the program to the tournament, and it basically tells you how much to raise against a certain stack of blinds, or when to open, how much to open with your stack, and what to open with, and so basically it basically plays perfect again, you know, and it's just not good. You know, I saw it, and I mean, I don't know. The one thing I do know is you know, people that use solvers and RTA and all those things. It's like
all that extra bullshit.
It still doesn't put the human element into it. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like I've been saying for a long time. Well, what do you do when you just limp? And Daniel showed that when he won the Super High Roller Bowl. He just started limping every single hand, and the solvers don't have any answer for that. You know, there's no, what's the solver going to say when a person limps, as long as he's limping. And I used to say, well, you need to balance. They always say you have to balance, so you have to raise the same amount every time. Well, if you limp every time, isn't that balancing, right? And
that's
so,
right.
and so it's just, and see, that's why, even though Phil Hellmuth has a lot of mechanical flaws in his game, he's able to compete because he limps all the time. And for years, all they talked about was what an idiot he is, limping all the time. And then Daniel goes and limps and wins it. You know, Daniel wouldn't publicly give Phil credit, but he texted him privately to tell him what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, Daniel, as much as I love Daniel to death, and he's a good friend, you know, they can never give Phil any credit for anything. You know what I mean? So, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's why I agree. I think it's all about having a good balance of some GTO, but having that old school mentality and tactics in play to actually go ahead and try to win some tournaments.
You know, I mean, you know, you could, when you limp, you know, they raise, you could limp re-raise. If you think they're raising your limp, you could limp big pairs, you could limp weak. I mean, you could just, it's just, it's just still about. It's not like the old days where you could rob people left and right and win tournaments. You know, people know what you're doing, so you got to make hands and you got to read post flop. And like I even said to Daniel when he told me he was going to limp on the last day, 100 big blinds deep, I said, go ahead. I'm like, they'll never even know what hit him. And I go, just remember how good you are. I go, I hope you didn't forget how good you are as a post flop player. He goes, oh no, I didn't forget. You know, and so. Daniel's a great post flop. I mean, he's a great card reader. So, you know, I like the fact that the way he played, you know. And you start watching, if you watch like the last three-handed, like nobody's even raising big hands pre-flop. They're limping all their big hands. It's like really bizarre. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because when Phil did it for years, he was just called every name under the sun. I just think it's just hilarious. I think it's hilarious, to be honest with you. But, yeah.
All right, man. Thank you very much, and hope good luck on your bets, and I'm not a snowflake.
Okay,
Peace,
sounds
man.
good to know. Take care. Thanks for calling. Later. I'm picking on my arm because I have this, like, pimple that popped out, and I'm fucking with it like an idiot. Sorry about that. 702-329-0480.
Calling him.
What's up? Welcome to Mouthpiece. Hello?
Oh, you calling me?
Yo.
You calling somebody?
No, I'm calling you. Welcome to Mouthpiece.
No, you have to text him and he calls you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The wrong number. Sorry about that. I was talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry. Bye.
Later. All right. Wrong number.
No, man, he was listening to the podcast. He got confused.
Oh, all right. Whatever. 702-329-0480. You can call me back. I think you got confused on that last one. Yeah.
There's like 5 people trying to call in at once.
All right. Well, let's go. Welcome to Mouthpiece. Is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
What's up?
So Twitter is free or soon to be free? What's going on with all this Elon Musk? How do you feel?
I think it's free, man. It's been freed. It's freed from all the censorship. And
I don't know if it's free or the people that he thinks they're going to get fired just stop doing their jobs. I have noticed. Now, I always see your tweets, but I've noticed people on my timelines that I haven't seen tweets of for like a year or two.
mm-hmm.
And and some of them are kind of like amazing. There's a guy called Crazy Sixes. He's a African American. I don't know what the appropriate term. Twitch streamer for poker.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this guy's tweets in 4 years. I don't know what he said that might have gotten him banned. But I haven't seen his tweets.
they ban anybody that they don't like. Like if you sit there and say the lady, the man who's dressed like a woman that's in the Biden administration, if you say she's a man, they will ban you from Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Was she the secretary? She's a secretary
Whatever.
or something,
Yeah.
right?
You know, and it's really craziness because the left's stereotyping of transgender is insanity. Now,
it's kind of in the weeds, but the underlying thing I've been seeing since he took over is all these blue check marks who are the liberal side, and they've said the craziest things.
And nothing
over
happens
the
to
past
them.
few years.
Yeah, nothing happens.
They're all saying we're going to get banned now. But I don't think they're going to get banned. They're just going to be.
No,
they're the ones who ban.
Yeah, nobody's going to get banned. That's the thing. See, they removed from Twitter 4.6 billion impressions, billions with a B, okay, from the right, and they don't censor anybody on the left. See, and now they turned it into their little political thing, and then they tried to get around the Second Amendment by the First Amendment by saying, oh, it's a private company. So now they're all freaking out that Elon bought
But
Twitter.
isn't it great that it happened before the election cycle?
Yeah,
and how it's going to happen before this next presidential cycle.
Right, and so now
and there's at least one.
What's great? What's great is everybody on the right is sitting there saying to the people on the left, It's a private company. Deal with it, because that's what they said to all the people on the right when they banned everybody.
Now it's really a private company because it's delisted off the stock exchange.
Yeah, he took it private.
Taken private.
Yeah,
it was a public company, and if you were a shareholder, you had rights as a citizen in that company. Yeah. And so it wasn't technically a private company.
Exactly.
Really.
Like it technically.
Now it is.
Yeah. I mean, it cannot be on the stock exchange, and you cannot go by the First Amendment rules. Okay. That was, and you got to remember, they caught the Biden administration censoring and taking people off Twitter. They got emails, Alex Berenson being taken off Twitter by the Biden administration. Okay, he's suing the White House for a lot of money.
Did you hear that one of the CFOs or the second guy in charge, he had to be removed from the building?
Really? No, I didn't know that.
By security.
I think it's awesome. You know, all the censor people get what they deserve.
You're an old head like me. You remember the Oliver North thing, and what did Oliver North get in trouble for? What was he famous for in the testimony? The destruction of documents, right?
Yeah.
He did his soldierly job, and he destroyed the documents that linked him to anything that had to do with the Reagan administration.
Yeah.
And him and his wife, his hot secretary, were up there talking about it. I got to say, she was extremely hot at the time. I was in high school. I was like, wow, what that chick. I don't know why she's a secretary. Anyhow, I digress. But how much have they been doing this behind the scenes? And they've had to destroy evidence of inter-office memos.
Well, they got they got
changes in code.
Well, that's another thing. They're going to be able to whatever they didn't destroy, any evidence from Twitter to any government official will be used against the government, because it's illegal for the government to suppress any type of speech against the First Amendment. It's actually illegal for, they could say, well, it's a private company, but you still can't have government tell a company to suppress the speech of their political opponents. So it's going to be interesting. He says, Elon Musk says he will out all government. He will all government transactions to and from Twitter. He will out the algorithm and what the algorithm did and how it suppressed and who it suppressed. And the thing is Elon Musk is a liberal. He's not a right winger. Okay. They have pushed him right. Okay. Because of their sickening, disgusting attacks against him by Bernie Sanders and by Elizabeth Warren. But like, if you see that, I don't know if you saw that little cartoon stick figure he put out, he goes, "This is me in 2008. And then he stays in the same spot all the way to 2021. And he shows how the Democrats have moved so far left that they're not even normal. They're completely nuts.
But let's get back to the fact that the real crux of the reason they started censoring Twitter, it was for the jokes. And comedy has suffered the most.
What did you see?
I want to address Mr. Chaco in the Chaco 804. I'm not going to send you a link because you have Google, you have a computer, you're on it right now, and you can look up Oliver North's secretary. But I'll give you the name. Her name was Fawn Hall.
Oh yeah,
okay?
That's right. Yeah,
that name, Fawn fucking Hall. That's a real name. That's a real person, and she was real super hot. Hot secretary. Hot. She looked like the hot for teacher. You ever see the got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for teacher.
Now,
the hot for teacher.
What do you think of also the fact that he even said
wow, I had to do a
he tweeted yesterday, comedy is now allowed on Twitter. Did you see that tweet he put out?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the other one he wrote with the musical? He's like, he put the musical things, and he said, I forgot, but I mean, he's already made it more fun. I mean, Twitter used to be so much fun.
Remember when the internet was fun?
Yeah, they took it away.
Back before 2014, It was just fun to be on the internet.
They're so worried. Oh, people are going to get made fun of. Oh, well, it's a fucking, you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You deal with it. When I first started seeing this, we're pretty much same thing. It was MySpace. Yeah.
And then Twitter came out around that time.
It was MySpace, then Facebook, then Twitter,
This is the comment I made. See if you agree with me. Okay. I saw all this social media, because you're putting posts, Facebook, it's like when you went into the restroom and people were making remarks. Remember, some people would answer other people in the restroom graffiti.
Yeah.
And it was always
There's always graffiti on the restroom door. Yeah.
So I never understood how people would take restroom graffiti as personal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, at its lowest common denominator, it's just digital restroom graffiti.
It is. And what he's going to do is he's going to make every person who is on Twitter a blue check. In other words, if you don't have an ID sent in, he's getting rid of all the bots. In other words, everybody who answers.
I don't like that.
Oh, I love that. Why? You can't have fake people.
I don't want to be. I don't think. I think he's saying that now, but I don't think.
He's definitely going to do that. 100%.
No.
100%. The bots. Then they can't say, "Oh, Russia interfered with our elections." They can't make up shit like
that. Why do I have to have a blue check mark to write on the restroom doors?
Well, let me tell because if you do things that are against Twitter policy,
but if I want to say have a good time, call so and so, or put
you can't do that. That's doxing.
Harry Palms in his
that's doxing.
That's
you can't dox people.
I mean, come on, dude. I don't need to be doing that. I don't know who wrote on the bathroom wall.
Yeah, but you can't.
Was that when
listen?
The funniest.
It's very important.
From,
you
Dumb
can't.
and Dumber.
Everybody has to be accountable. Okay, if you're going to be on a platform, you got to be accountable. You can't have people that are not accountable. Okay, that's what they do.
I respect your wishes. I understand where you're coming from, but I doubt this can be implemented. And
100% will be. 100% will be. And what he's going to do also is he's going to charge like 10 cents per tweet for anything that political. You know what I'm saying? If you want to make a political tweet, you'll be able to talk to your friends or talk to whoever. But if you want to answer towards any type of a political tweet or something, he's going to charge 10 cents. That's how they're going to make money because I
think he's going to basically. This is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know. I think he's going to kind of turn it into Facebook of maybe 2014 and monetize it that way.
Correct. That's what I think. Yes.
And what I'm saying is that, when he's saying you want to make a political tweet, if you want to make any kind of tweet to be seen.
Well, he doesn't. The reason why
he's kind of run this way.
To be seen. That's what I agree with. You know what? I'm going to agree with you. To be seen. Okay. If you want to tweet your friends in a private group, then it's not going to charge anything. But if you want it to be public, yes, I think it'll be to be seen, not just political. I think if you want,
if you want a tweet to be seen or to be propagated, that's how you monetize.
Right. And then
other people who are making content, it kind of be like YouTube, where if you're making content and it's being seen, those people should be getting paid.
Correct.
Right. I think that's what he's been talking about. He's also talking about purchasing Rumble.
Right.
Maybe he'll bring back Periscope.
Did you see what he wrote about? Oh God, I just had a brain fart. It was something to do. Oh gosh. What he wrote about journalists. He said citizen journalists are the wave of the future because then they don't have to deal with political bias from the left or the right. Right.
I get what you're saying.
And so
I'm in Texas. I get what you're trying to say about the journalists, but I'm wary of these journalists because I'm a basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the Spurs. And I don't know if you've been following recently this guy named Josh Primo, who was their draft pick last year, and he was highly touted.
Didn't they just release him?
He had mental health issues. They waived him.
I know.
And now all these citizen journalists are running with these true crime theories of him being a pedophile,
I don't know.
I hope raping people, of him murdering people.
I know, it's bullshit.
And I simply say that there was I'm not a journalist, but I know basketball. There was a basketball player for the Milwaukee Bucks. His name was Larry Sanders. I remember the name because it was the same as the TV show. Yeah. And he was very good. And then at a certain point, he had mental health issues. He couldn't play basketball anymore, and they waived him.
I was thinking maybe the Lakers fucking pick him up. They're so fucking depleted.
Maybe it's one of those things. Maybe he's Klinger, Klinger from MASH, and he's just doing on a psych. You remember Klinger would dress up in girls' slings to get all the. Maybe he didn't want to be under pop, and this is a devious. I
remember that guy Royce White from Houston that was drafted by Houston, and he had a fear of flying, and then he was out of the NBA.
Yeah, and he got waived. So people are saying, well, they don't just wait. Yeah, it happens. It's happened at least twice. You've named the person. I've named the person. They waive these people, right? So it's not like, but what I'm saying about citizen journalists, they're running with these rumors and innuendo.
Well, everything they run with is a rumor.
That.
I mean, this whole fucking Pelosi's house got fucking invaded is like the biggest joke in the world. Like, you really want to believe that 2:30 in the morning, some stranger broke into the house of the third most powerful person in the United States, and they don't have an alarm and they don't have any video? This is all bullshit. It's another Jussie Smollett bullshit. It's a fucking scam. Such a fucking fake.
And he was allegedly attacked with a hammer, right, Michael?
Right, and he had somebody else in the house, and they don't want to say who else was in the house. Think about that.
Well,
and
I like going for the joke, Mike, and I have an incident. You ever heard of Rip Torn? He was on, speaking of Larry Sanders Show, on the Larry Sanders Show, he
so
played
funny.
the producer, Rip Torn.
Yeah,
he's
so
also
funny.
Men in Black, right?
Yeah.
He's a legendary actor. He's from Texas, and he
Very
had the
funny.
name Rip Torn.
Yeah.
He made a movie with Norman Mailer, and the movie was some kind of cinema verite where Norman Mailer was supposed to get assassinated in the third act.
Mm-hmm.
So Rip Torn shows up to the set with a hammer and hits him on the head. And if you could go look it up, look everybody on the internet, look up Norman Mailer Rip Torn hammer fight. And if you want to see what allegedly happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband, you can see.
How about
Rip
they
Torn
said that
beating
some
Norman Mailer in the head with a hammer.
they said some unknown person answered the door. Did you hear the 911 call? They go, oh,
No.
they said, oh, an intruder's here. His name is Dave. He's a friend.
An intruder.
He's a friend. He said he's a friend. Okay. And then there was somebody, he was probably having some threesome gay fucking get together. Who
Let's not
knows?
get into that. Although
I'm
it
not
was
saying
hilarious when I heard
it
about-
doesn't make sense. Nothing makes
It was
sense.
hilarious. It was hilarious when that big L.A. news guy, he was missing from the news broadcast, and it turned out that he got impaled and ruined because he was on crack and drugs.
Well, that was the guy in
And that was
Florida, Andrew Gilliam, the guy who was running for governor. I mean,
No, this is a news reporter in
okay.
L.A. too. It's happened several times.
All
So
right.
there's that side of the world.
I don't know,
that.
man. I just know whatever they're pushing is a complete lie. Okay, every part of it. So
I love you. I love you, Mikey.
hey,
I love
listen,
you, Mikey.
listen. I will give every listener on here $1,000 if what they're pushing is the truth. Okay, everyone who's listening. That's $100,000 out the door.
You got that kind of roll now?
No, I just can't. It's a can't lose situation. Okay, it's like a fucking free roll. All right,
God.
what they're pushing is a complete lie. Okay, every part of it too. So, but the truth's going to come out here.
I like going for the joke.
You got it. Hey, I'm going to go get. I got some other calls, man. I appreciate you calling.
It's been great talking to you. I always love your show.
You too, my man.
Keep up the good work.
Take care. All right, later. Yeah. Some fucking random broke into Pelosi's house at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, just like Robbie Lewis didn't cheat. Okay. Yep. Welcome to the Mouthpiece, it's Mike.
Hey, Mike. This is Anthony, Minnesota. How you doing?
Good, Anthony. How you doing, my man? What's been up?
I'm doing good. I'm sitting here watching. I was listening to the other guy you were talking to. You guys are going on and on about that stuff. That's always fun to listen to. I like to hear that stuff too.
It's pretty funny.
In mental health issues, we've seen that on Minnesota sports teams as well. Our own Everson Griffin.
Yeah.
We know how to take care of that and try to support that stuff because a lot of those guys are going through that. Especially
Mental health is a real deal, man. I mean, I've dealt with mental health for fucking 18 years, man. So right now I've been doing great, but then this week, like the last 3 days, I had really bad anxiety. I didn't play well. I was off completely. And then I did something last night to try and change that, and it seemed to have worked. So, doing good.
That kind of piggybacks onto what this question is. We're going to kind of go into your poker stuff. And I just wanted to say, after that World Series blow up, I want to see did that define your career? Do you think, in the way you were then? Just the way you acted, even towards, even poor Fossil, man. I think he still has PTSD from that to this day.
Yeah,
he still talks about
we
that.
get along pretty good, in him. Listen, the way I went broke in the World Series this year was I'm fine with it. I thought the guy made a terrible raise, and I went for it. It's basically this kind of like if you watched the hand from Hustler Casino yesterday when Brian decided to raise Bill on the river. The board was 3 5s and a 10, and then a smaller card, and the river Bill Klein let out. And the guy's never supposed to raise with the 2 kings. Like when the guy leads out for like 40,000, you just call. Like he's never calling your raise with a 10. So when he raised him, right? The guy's like Bill Klein, who has infinite money. The guy's got more money than all of us and all the listeners put together will ever have in our life. Said, all right, yeah, you got an overpair, really? You're gonna make? I know you don't got a 5, motherfucker. And he said. And he just re-raised him 81,000, you know, and so now he put him in a position where he can't call because he's either got a 5 or 10's full. See, so which is the story I told when I raised the guy who had a flush. Okay, it's the exact same thing. When you put somebody in a position where you have 0 bluffs in your range, you have to fold, and the guy had to fold, and he even said, "Boy, this is a bluff. This is one sick bluff, right?" And he folded. And showed him a bluff.
Know.
Right.
We've been looking at the sickest bluff now for the last month.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm about to say next. So I watch the Hustler shit. I watch Andy and I watch those guys. You know, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And now we know we've got Garrett in a real odd situation there where.
She fucking saw the. She knew what she had.
She cheated.
I do. I'm 95% sure she did. I'll never change my
how?
mind. How? Okay.
How?
All the lies afterwards and the fucking text. The text from the fucking guy, Brian, that she said he sent her. She both used the word wouldn't not. Okay. I've never heard anyone in 54 years put wouldn't not in a sentence. And you're telling me the 2 people involved in the cheating scandal just happen to use the exact same words? Okay. So if she didn't cheat, she DM'd him and got his password and wrote a message to herself, which means she's a sociopath. So she's either a sociopath that didn't cheat, or she's a person who cheated, because those two, they had this a handwriting person say that it's 90% likely that those 2 tweets, the tweet and the direct message, were by the same person. And listen,
it makes sense.
And
there are no coincidences.
So if she doesn't know the guy and she has never met him, why was she following him on Twitter? Why was the same? Did she have somebody send this message? And it's just, and he had full access to the cards. Okay, he was one of 2 people who had full access. I mean, that's it. You know, if she didn't cheat, okay, she went out of her way to try and prove she didn't cheat by getting his password and writing that letter to herself. Okay. Now, if she come out and said, I was really wanted to clear my name and I reached out to him and had him write this letter, but I swear, you know, then maybe, but I know those 2 are written by the same people. And if they're written by the same people, that means she cheated. And that's just it. You know, there's just no chance. Listen, you've watched enough forensic files.
You're in the club.
Listen, you've watched enough forensic files to know whenever there's coincidence, they're always guilty. They're never not guilty. Okay? Everyone, they're guilty. That's it. Are you there? I think
I'm still here. And you're right though. I mean, you've been around this game. I mean, to see stuff like that happen, it's just so rare. I didn't at such a high level as well. It's just crazy that could even be possible.
It's first
to have the nut.
Listen, when I first saw it and I saw her body language, I said she 100% cheated, right? Then I like to say the libtards talked me into no cheat, okay? Because 3 of my liberal friends were like, no way, she would have picked a better spot. Mike, you got to understand, she's just somebody that didn't know what she's doing and blah, blah, blah. And then they talked me into okay, I was leaning 85%. You're right. It was just a coincidence. She must have thought she had Jack 3. But then when you look at it again and you see her body language again and you put that together with that note, the note to me is a smoking gun. The wouldn't not. Yeah. Okay.
The note was
you
crazy suspect.
Ask yourself if you have ever heard anybody ever say instead of would not, wouldn't not, let alone the two people that are involved in the cheating scandal. It's just
you're right. It's like the handwriting and having like the K with the circle in it. You're
correct.
Exactly right.
Or like on the forensic file when the lady wrote the word anti-free. Okay, when it's antifreeze, and she wrote the letter trying to saying that, and that's how they caught her. It's the same thing. Okay, and they did
give the money back. Did she get? I mean, how did that end up playing out? Would you have given the money back for one? I mean, because.
And then that's another thing. She gave the money back. She looked guilty. She acted, the look on her face when she won both boards, it was like someone was telling her to call and she didn't want to call. And then she ends up calling. I mean, every one of her decisions, it looks like she's waiting for somebody to tell her what to do, even on like easy fold decisions, you know? And so, and there was a lot of other hands too. It's just, and Garrett is going to he's going to be putting out like 50 different hands, and he's going to show exactly the body line. You watch.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with Adelstein. The guy is an amazing player, and I've been watching this guy go against billionaires.
He don't give a fuck about money. He don't care about the money. It's the fact that he knows he was cheated. Okay, that's it.
You're right. You're right about that, 100%. Have you ever played? There's some of these different. I mean, I've always wanted to talk to you. I've been a fan, early 2000s. Grew up watching you and all that stuff, man. We've been cutting our teeth watching you guys forever. Mm-hmm. But have you ever played against that player Mickey? Because I'm talking about swings and and crazy stories.
Talking about Mickey Appleman. Mickey Appleman.
Yeah.
You're talking about? Yeah, he used to be a really good player. Once the new age came around, he wasn't very good, but he was a really great stud 8 or better player. Really good split game player. And at one point, he was considered the best sports handicapper in the world. And and then once the digital age came around, he kind of lost it. But in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, he was considered one of the top 3 sports handicappers in the world. You know, good guy, nice guy, really nice guy.
Well, hey, I'm gonna let your other listeners tune in and call. I just wanted to give you a shout out.
All right, man. Thanks for calling.
Glad you're doing well. Glad you
found one of my number one picks this week is Arizona plus 3.5 against your Vikings this week.
Oh, I mean, did you pick? I hope you picked against your Lakers last night because that was a fun game for us to win.
2 days ago, I bet on the Lakers and they played like shit. So I was.
They try to win that thing, man. They try to give it with LeBron. I mean, my God.
They had a shot against Minnesota yesterday. They were down 3 with a minute to go or something like that.
Yep.
I mean, they're 0-5. They're 0-5. They could be easily 3-2, easily.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah. You got the Seahawks over the Giants.
That's an interesting game. You know, I'm in deep shit. I have the Seahawks under 6 wins for the year, and I look like I have no chance. Geno Smith looks like he's top 5 quarterback, and now they fixed the defense. Look at the defense the last 2 weeks. They gave up 6 to Arizona.
You got to remember that Pete Carroll's a fucking defensive guru. I mean, think about the Legion. I mean, he knows what to do with those players absolutely when it comes to defense.
I know.
And Geno, that guy's a freak. I think he may be Russell Wilson.
Here's the thing is I mean, they got DJ Metcalf says he wants to play. He's ruled out for now, but Pete Carroll said he looked really good in practice. So I don't know, man. That rookie running back looks fantastic. So I mean, I wouldn't bet against Seattle, but I tell you what, how do you go? The Giants just win every week. I don't even know how they had no chance last week. The Jaguars was our top pick on every one of our cards in the circa, and they led by 4 with the ball at the 20-yard line, 3rd down and 1. They got stuffed 2 in a row. Giants came down, scored a touchdown, and it was game over. I mean, all they had to do is get that first down. They're going to win that game. The Giants, I don't even know how they win. I hope they win this week, but I don't know. I don't look very
Another
good.
pick. Jets being dogs to the Patriots. I don't see that, and who the hell's doing that?
I
either,
love
but,
the Patriots are my number one pick of the week.
There it is.
There it is. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The Jets have been winning by running it down everyone's throats. Okay. Did you watch what the Patriots did to Cleveland and Chubb 2 weeks ago? They couldn't get a yard. Okay. Yep. Now they lost the rookie of the year, the running backs out for the year. Okay. And they lost an offensive lineman. That's going to force Wilson to throw. I don't think he has enough receivers to throw. I think the Patriots win. I think they win easily.
Nice. All right, man. I'm going to let you go.
And they're coming home off 2 big road wins, too. So it's a must-win game for the Patriots or their season's over also. So
I understand that completely.
All right. And also, when teams get embarrassed in the NFL, they usually come back with a big game. So it's another reason why I like Atlanta this week.
I want you to close this out just giving a shout-out to Champlin, Minnesota. Make sure they know that we're listening.
You got it, my man. Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, man. Shout out to Champlin. Shout out to Champlin, Minnesota. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it. I keep picking up my fucking arm, and it's just getting bigger and bigger, so I need to just, leave it alone. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Hello.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. This is Mike.
Oh, my God, Mike. First time, long time, let me tell you.
What's up?
How you doing, man? First off, I want to say really sucks to hear about Flash, man. Enjoyed him on the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
It's really sad losing an animal. I understand that. Had animals my whole life.
Yeah, it was really...
You live with them, and you lose them, and you love them, and that's all you can do.
I actually
right?
cried this morning for the first time in a week. But
that's pretty good, man.
I'm doing really good.
For a whole week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been now, let's see, almost it'll be 2 months in 3 days. I mean, I can't believe it's been almost 2 months already. It
goes by quick, man. You just got to remember the good times.
The thing the most important is the boys are doing good. The little Ace was for 6 weeks, he was just absolutely devastated. He was just crying and he wouldn't come out of his box. And
it's weird to think about animals having feelings and stuff like that.
Well, that was his best friend, and Flash, licked him and took care of him since the day he was born. So I was very worried about him. And the other boy, he kind of only was really bad for about 2 weeks. And then he actually came up and started, the dynamics of the house really changed. He started coming up and laying on me, and now Ace is coming up and laying on me every day. I'm just happy that he's doing well. So all of them are doing well, because the doctor said it could take up to 6 months, and it only took about.
It's definitely weird for animals.
It only took about 6 weeks. Ace has been doing really good the last 2 weeks, so it was really bad for 6 weeks for him. So, I'm just glad that every time Ace would cry or I'd see him in his box not moving, it would just put me into tears. But
you feel sad. Yeah, there's nothing you can really do,
Yeah. But
hey, man, I called. I want to talk about some college football, man. We got a big game tonight, Michigan State. We just saw Ohio State squeak by a little bit.
Ohio State. Penn State just gifted the game away.
That quarterback, man, he did the same thing versus Michigan, man. He's been there for what?
He had 4 turnovers. They were only down 2 with the ball late.
Yeah, you can't do that versus Ohio State. They're too good, man.
Yeah, they fumble and then the pick 6, and it was all she wrote, and then they get the backdoor cover at the end. Ohio State fans, whoever bet Ohio State had no right to ever cover, but they were covering with 2 minutes to go.
They were cursing at the end of that game with that last touchdown. You lose.
Yeah.
You lose it all if you bet the points. But I want to have you on Michigan tonight, man. I think they're going to destroy Michigan
I think
State.
they will, too. I think Michigan State stinks.
It's going to be a live murder on television.
Tennessee is going to be a good game. Who's Tennessee? They're 11-point favorites over Kentucky. That's going to be a real good game.
Yeah.
Kentucky's got a good defense.
It's weird. You got Tennessee still got to play Georgia, and then Ole Miss is leading that division, aren't they? On the other side.
Yeah, they took a bad loss, but if they beat Alabama, they win the other side. So
You still like Tennessee still got to go through Georgia and Alabama again. And I don't even know
here's
how
the
good
thing:
Tennessee really is.
Georgia's not losing to Tennessee. Okay, Georgia showed you how good they were today. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so,
they got lucky against Michigan last year. So
yeah. So Georgia got lucky against Michigan. Hey, what game were you watching? They beat the fucking shit out of them.
No, they just got out coached. That's all.
They got out everything. They beat them by 31 or something.
You're right. I think that Ryan Day and his Buckeyes should be sending a thank you note over to Jim Harbaugh saying, please, thank you so much for having you guys take that beat instead of us.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen if Georgia wins over Tennessee by like 3 or 2? And then Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship game. Okay,
well, you're gonna have.
Can you really put? Can you put 3 of them in? Can you put 3 of them in?
SEC, right?
I think you do. I think you put 3 of them in.
You got those 3, and then whatever team
I
comes
think.
out of the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's who I think. I agree with you. I mean, how do you?
Got TV for days. They're making so much money off of all those.
I mean, you can. How could you? You can't put any Big 12, or you can't put any Big 12 team in. You can't put any.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened last year. They got Cincinnati finally got in, and they just got demolished.
I mean, did you see what fucking Kansas State did to Oklahoma State today? It was 35-0 at halftime.
Yeah, yeah.
So State, they're out the door. So what does that leave? That leaves
Clemson.
That leaves Clemson. Clemson. That Clemson offense sucks. Okay.
Well, yeah.
I think any SEC team would destroy Clemson. Okay.
The SEC showed what they could do last year. You got.
But it's going to be
Georgia in there.
It's going to be 2 SEC teams, and it's going to be Clemson and the Big Ten winner. That's what it's going to be. And it's unfortunate. And Tennessee, if Tennessee loses a really close game, man. I don't know, man.
It's an exciting year for college football, man. You give it a couple more years.
But let's just say Tennessee loses a close game, and then Georgia beats Alabama. I mean, then it's just Tennessee. It's just either way. It's 2 teams. I don't think they can give 3.
Yeah, I'm hoping that all those SEC teams get 1 or 2 losses, and then we can just see 2 Big Ten teams in there.
That you're never going to see. The winner, Michigan, Ohio State's getting in. That's it.
I mean,
who's going to beat Clemson? You see the Clemson has the. I mean, fucking Syracuse had them dead last week, and they give the game away. I mean, Clemson doesn't play anybody. They just don't play anybody. You see their schedule.
That's kind of how it is for the last 3 or 4 weeks with every football team. That's when the whole thing starts. The first 7-8 games don't really matter.
Yeah, it's a shame that if Tennessee loses to Georgia, they're going to get left out. Unless Mississippi beats Alabama, I don't think they can.
I think the whole country's praying for that, except the people in Alabama.
I hate Alabama. Listen, Alabama.
The Nick Saban curse.
Alabama really. I tell you, that Tennessee offense, they can score in it. That quarterback's good, man.
Mr. Hooker, yeah.
He's
Heisman candidate.
He's the leading Heisman. He's the leader right now for Heisman.
Yeah, well, look, Stroud, he looked terrible today.
He looked terrible today.
Poor guy.
Terrible.
He didn't do anything. The defense saved him.
He looked terrible today. He took that
Marvin
sack
Harris
before
had,
half.
200 yards.
Yeah, he looked terrible. All righty.
Or maybe Blake Corum can go off and have 6 touchdowns tonight. And
get who you like in the NFL this week?
Well, I really, I'm a Michigan fan, right? So I'm a huge Brady fan, but
I got Detroit. I got Detroit and all my tickets, plus 3.5 against Miami.
Gosh, I mean, Swift is back this week, right?
Swift is back, and Detroit beat the shit out of fucking Dallas last week. If they didn't turn the ball over 6 fucking times, they'd have won that game.
I mean, that would be a really good game, right? You got a number 1 defense versus the number 1 offensive line in Sunday in football, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a really good game. It's just Jared Goff sucks. The running
Yeah,
game sucks
I mean,
enough.
Jared Goff was so good the first 4 or 5 weeks, man, and he looked like shit without. Let's see what happens with Swift. I think getting Swift back changes everything for them. I think they beat Miami.
That'll be great. He'll be back. He'll play for a quarter,
Miami
and then he'll be done
stinks.
for the rest of the
Miami's
season.
4-3. Miami's 4-3. They gave that game away. Pittsburgh should have beat them last week. They were terrible after the first 2 drives. Terrible.
Pittsburgh's been a little bit unlucky this year.
They have been. They're a lot. Listen, we got them in one of our picks this week on one of our circuit tickets plus 10.5. I'm hoping they beat Philadelphia. That'll knock out.
Yeah.
That'll knock out probably half of the
close,
fucking.
right?
That'll probably knock out half of the Survivor people that are left. I don't know, man. I'm taking Dallas in the Survivor in circa 125 of us left, but I'm thinking about taking a shot with Atlanta. I mean, Carolina blew their wad last week against Tampa.
Atlanta hasn't been the same since they lost to Brady in the Super Bowl.
I mean,
that franchise has been destroyed.
Atlanta's 6-1 against the spread. I mean, they're coming off a really bad loss to Cincinnati. They're at home. I mean, just think about as bad as Carolina's been. If they win the game, they're in first place by themselves. They own all the tiebreakers because they would have 3 wins one against Tampa, one against New Orleans, and one against the what's the other team that are left in there? Yeah, and one against Atlanta. So I mean, they would have 3 wins against the division, and they'd be 3-5. They'd be in first place if Carolina wins this week, and they look like the worst team in the NFL by a mile. I don't know. Maybe Tampa Bay's the worst team in the NFL.
That's really weird to say that, with Detroit being the worst team for so many years.
Maybe Tampa Bay's the worst team in the NFL. I don't know.
Well, please don't say that. Please don't say that. Tom Brady's getting fired up right now. He's going to start throwing tablets.
I don't know, man. He looks terrible. They just lost Shaq Barrett for the year. They can't win without Shaq Barrett. Cannot win without Shaq Barrett.
Well, he needs to start clicking with Evans and Godwin. Get those boys going. Fournette.
That defense was shredded by Baltimore last week. They got shredded by. What's she doing?
She's got her claw caught in the chair.
Well, get her to help get her out.
All right, Mikey. I got to cut this short. Got to get back to work. Thanks for taking my
You
call.
got it, my
I
man.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks
Good
for
luck
calling.
this week.
Thank you, bud. Take care.
Take care.
Like, what the fuck is she doing? She's so stupid. 702-329-0480.
We've got a couple callbacks here tonight. Don't do that again, okay?
Hello.
Welcome to the Mouthpiece. Mike.
Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good as well. I just want to talk a little quick poker, a couple things. So first, I was saying because I heard the last caller talking about that you kind of blew up at the last World Series, the main event. But I thought it was a good play, man.
It was a
I
good
thought it was a good play.
It was a good bluff. I don't care.
I thought, I definitely, I like the bluff, man. I definitely like the bluff there. The only thing I thought was, he might have been a little too short stacked,
It doesn't matter.
It was like he was almost committed, but it was still,
it's still a spot where I can't be bluffing. And anytime you put him in a spot where they can't be bluffing, just like I was trying to compare it to the hand last night where that guy Brian made a terrible raise on the river because Bill knows that he doesn't have a 5. And now he's got to call a huge re-raise, which looks like he can never be bluffing. And anytime you put yourself in a spot where the guy has no bluffs, you just have to fold. Like he had to fold those kings,
No, that was a great play. I did see the Bill Clinton. Yeah, exactly. He knew he couldn't have the nuts. He knew he couldn't have the 5, so he's re-raising big. It's like you can't have the 5, so I'm all in.
Yeah. And
but no, so I kind of like that. And then another thing, I was thinking back to the 2004 main event too, where you were in that one, and then you ended up losing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think you blew up too well. I didn't think you really blew up in that one either.
I
mean,
knew
you lost the big hand against Raymer. That was.
But I knew he had ace.
Call.
I knew he had ace jack or ace queen because he had to tell when he put his glasses on and look look
Yeah,
down.
no, he did look weak, and then even when you
I told him what his hand was.
when you were talking to him,
I knew what his hand
you were
was.
like, how much is it? He did not seem confident at all.
Well,
So
I
it was
called
great.
I
No,
called this massive re-raise before the flop. Told myself I'm going to take it from him unless it comes an ace, jack, or queen. And,
you knew it. You kind of knew where you were at, and it wasn't a bad call. I mean, you win that, you're a freaking massive chip leader, basically,
Well,
right?
that was the tournament. I was first in chips. He was third
exactly.
in chips. That was the tournament, right?
Yeah,
there.
no, exactly. So it goes. So no, I didn't think that was a. And then later, but then I didn't like. I heard he said in when they showed on ESPN or whatever, he was like, when you lost, your bust out hand, I think you had ace king versus ace queen, or was that what it was? Ace
Yeah,
queen
I had a
versus
queen on the river. Yeah.
Yeah, you had him pipped until the river, and then Raymer said that you were gonna go bust no matter what.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck
He
are
had
you
no idea.
talking about?
I was staying out
Yeah,
of
I was
it.
like,
He had no idea.
how are you gonna go bust? You didn't play anything. Like I didn't see any like.
I had
big
complete
mishaps.
control.
I
I
was
had
like,
complete
what?
control of the table at all times.
So where the hell did he get that out of? He was going bust
listen,
no matter what.
he took it personal because
With the comments or whatever.
Well, I just told him that we had a really weak table, and I was like, stay out of my way. I'll stay out of your way. Just keep taking turns and crush the table. And he kept coming at me, which I just said I was going to bust him. That's all. And I didn't come after him. I knew what his hand was. So.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I was just saying, I didn't think you blew up then, and I definitely didn't think you blew up last year. I think they were both played well, man.
Yeah.
Are you playing more tournaments lately, or are you just playing tests?
I played a few World Series events online. I can't play online poker, man, and it's just I just hate it. Because I'm always disturbed by the TV or people calling me or texting me, and I just don't. I can't focus on the online. It's just too different for me,
Yeah. I mean, well, those guys are firing nonstop too.
And listen, I used to love streaming for everybody, but like whenever I sit in this chair for like 5-6 hours, I mean, I'm just in too much pain, and it's just hard for me, So.
Yeah. How about any live tournaments in the future, or just main
I
event?
I just play the World Series. That's all.
Just the World Series.
I'm going to play the WPT Championship here in December, and that's going to be it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to play that one myself. That's a good one.
So hopefully it's just one buy-in. I hope it's not re-entries. I haven't looked.
I think they said, I think it was supposed to be a freeze out, I believe.
I think it's supposed to be one too. If it's a freeze out, I'm playing. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, good luck with that, man. And I hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
and,
poker's been good,
it.
man. Can't complain. Poker for me is it's been good. It's been really good. I even started playing. I always thought
you played well.
I even started playing mixed games online in this one room, playing some 150-300 mix. But the break is so high, I don't even know if I want to.
Jeez,
it's like 12. It's like $12 a hand.
Thought the rake was supposed to be better when it's the higher stakes that you guys get better rake discounts.
They're a bunch of greedy people that run the room. So.
Jesus, it's brutal. I saw you at Rivers Casino because I'm from Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some meetup games down there. Matter of fact, I got a call.
How'd you do? Did you do okay in that?
Yeah, I won 50. I won 51,000 in that game.
Nice.
I did good. Yeah, it was good night. And I'm gonna be coming down to the Rivers probably once every 2 months, and do some meetup games for them. So.
Oh, cool, man! Yeah, probably see you over there.
You'll definitely see me. Yeah, say hello when you see me.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my man. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
All righty. We we have one more call there. Well, the Mouthpiece is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Man?
Just got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, 10 years ago, the letter files came out, and I saw a reminder of that. It popped up in my feeds. 10 years looking back now, what is your feeling about that whole mess, and what's your relationship like with Howard and?
Me and Howard were really close friends. We've talked once in the last 10 years. I have nothing against Howard. I just know he lies, and he wanted to say he had nothing to do with anything, but him and Ray made all the decisions. He wants to say he retired. He was never retired. He came back to Vegas because his wife was going to divorce him if he didn't. And whenever there was a major decision to be made, Ray and Howard made all the decisions. So that's all you need to know. That's it.
Okay. All right.
You know.
Okay. It's just like, there's the whole cast and crew of people, and I just kind of wonder like how close or far away those people are nowadays, like you and Jawanda and stuff.
I
people
mean,
like that.
it's Jawanda got a family and he doesn't play much poker, and he doesn't even live I don't even think he lives in the United States anymore.
Yeah, I think it's in Japan or something.
Yeah, so I don't really talk to him at all. I talked to Ivy at the World Series this year. I talked to Ferguson for a while, for a couple of years. He came back to the series, and I think he's done playing. I never had Chris took a bad rap. His crime was letting Howard and Ray run his business, where he had the biggest stake in. He trusted them, and that's the bottom line. And
how about Phil Gordon? Are you so cool with him?
I don't talk to him. He lives in Washington on a lake when he has family. I haven't talked to him in forever.
Gotcha. All right, man. I just had that question because it's been 10 years since that came out, and I was going to ask you about that, but the whole Robbie thing came out. But thanks, appreciate it, man.
You got it, my man. Thanks for calling. Have a good one.
Yep.
702-329-0480. The midterms are 2 weeks away. If you're listening, please go out and vote. And vote red up and down the ballot. I don't give a shit what y'all think. It's the most important election of our lifetime. We can't have these far left lunatics running the country. And like I said, so many, you watch like Joe Rogan. He's been a liberal his whole life. Elon Musk's been a liberal his whole life. I mean, I'm very liberal on everything. But you have one party that's just gone absolutely crazy. And the other side, a bunch of crooks. So you have to ask yourself, do you want absolute crazy people or crooks? And I decided that I'd rather vote for crooks. You keep saying election deniers. I'll show you a video of 20 different top Democrats denying Trump's victory. So you just see what you see there, buddy. Here, I'll actually DM it to you because I have you on DM, Brandon. I'll DM the video of all the top Democrats denying that Trump won the 2016 election. So don't listen to the things that they're trying to push on you. Anyways, they're both all crazy, but I think it's really important to get these fucking lunatics out of the fucking in charge of shit. And I'll pray. I keep praying that Trump will not run in 2024 because I do not want him as president. But if he runs, he will win. And that's just a fact. And I think it's bad for the country. I'm hoping DeSantis, that he thinks smarter and lets DeSantis run, because if he does, it'll be best for our country. Anyways, all right. Well, let's see. We've been at this for about an hour and 15 minutes. There's football coming up. I don't got any more phone calls. Anybody want to call in? 702-329-0480. And we will take another phone call if you want. I'm taking a look at this game. It's funny, there was six-handed, and now it's four-handed. And I'm watching this game, this 153 mix game, and I'm winning $580 for the week in it. But I don't think I'm gonna play much. $12.50 a hand rake. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, if you play 100 hands, that's $1,250 100 hands. I mean, it's a fucking lot of money, man. But it is 150-300, so it's basically four big blinds per 100 hands. But if you play for like 3 hours, that's probably 250 hands. Still $3,000 off the table. Anyways, all right. Well, no more calls. Anybody want to call in? 702-329-0480. We can talk whatever. Yeah, I'm really happy with that Elon Musk brought Twitter. It's very important to have free speech in this country. Well, let's take a call. Over to the Mouthpiece is Mike.
Thank you.
What's up?
Hi, this is Stuart from Joliet, Illinois.
Well, how you doing, my man?
All right. Yeah, I just have a quick question. I heard you talking about your survivor pool.
Yep.
I listen to you most weeks, but did you pick the Bears yet or not?
I have not taken the Bears yet. No.
So that's going to be a tricky one right there.
Yeah, but there's a lot. The thing is there's only 125 left. Okay, and there's only four of us left in the other one that I'm in for 177,000. So, the thing is with the Circa contest is you must use a team on Thanksgiving and you must use a team on the weekend of Thanksgiving. So Thursday and Sunday you must take a team. Christmas weekend, the NFL has moved their slate up to Saturday because they don't want to compete with the NFL on Christmas Day. And then they have 3 games going on Christmas Day. You got to pick a team on that Saturday, and you have to pick a team on Christmas Day. The only team we could pick on Christmas Day is Arizona or Miami. So, but Christmas Day is 7 weeks from now, so the thing might be over by then. There's only 125 left. It could easily be over. This week's an interesting week. Everybody's probably going to be on Philadelphia or Dallas. Everybody's saving Buffalo for Thanksgiving Day. But I'm seriously considering the Atlanta Falcons this week against Carolina. I really am. I think it's a great contrarian pick, and we could get. It'll save if we're right. We could sneak in, and you could sneak through you could sneak through a survivor.
Yeah. I just wonder what you thought of the Bears. I mean, they're a tricky team. Every week you never know what to do.
My guy wanted all my guys. My 2 partners wanted Patriots last week. I refused to allow it. I said the Raiders are coming off a bye. They're in a must-win. Chicago looked much better against Washington. They needed 2 defensive stops or they would have won that game. I said they have 11 days to prepare for a team that's putting a quarterback out there that hasn't played in a month. And I talked them out of there, and like 2/3 of the people in the Circa had the Patriots, and 13 of the 17 that were left in my other league had the Patriots. So, I'm just glad. I knew the Bears were going to win. I just knew it. I felt it.
You never know what you're going to get with the Bears. That's why it makes it hard.
Yeah, well, we're in a week 7, and we still have all the top teams left. Like, I still have Dallas, Philadelphia, Buffalo, and Kansas City left. Okay, so that's 4. There's a lot of other teams that we could go with. I'm really, really seriously thinking of going for the Atlanta Falcons this week. I really am. I just don't know if I trust them. Like, they're 3-3. And yeah, they were down by 100 to Cincinnati. They were down by 100 to the Rams. They were down by 100 to Tampa Bay, and they came back and had a shot against Tampa Bay, and they came back and had a shot against the Rams. But are they that good? I mean, Carolina might just be a better team. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Atlanta's like the Bears.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get.
But see, you gotta sneak some of these. Yeah, they're 6-1 versus the spread. The Falcons, not 5-1. It's definitely a consideration. It's definitely a contrarian pick. I guarantee you there's going to be probably 20 people that have them this week and they're trying to keep Dallas and Philly, but I don't know. I don't like going against what my first instincts were, and my first instincts were Dallas because I know the Bears on a short week. That offensive line, I don't see could possibly hold up against that Dallas defensive line. So I don't see how Dallas loses. Back-to-back road games on a short week is going to be tough. And Dallas, it's basically their season. They got to win,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
probably
going with the Dallas
I'm ready to
this
be
week.
Disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to be disappointed, but
Hey, listen, they're getting better, buddy. They're getting better. The Bears are getting better. That's all you need to know.
Hey,
They're
one
getting
more-
better.
Oh, they are.
I
Hey,
think
one
they
more
got the
thing.
right coach, man. You saw what he did. He had 11 days to prepare for the Patriots, and they beat the shit out of them. And I mean
he
the
had a good game.
shit out of them.
Yeah, he had a good game plan.
If
He
you think
outcoached
about
the
it,
coach.
that was the biggest road beatdown of any team the entire year. That was a bigger beatdown than fucking Arizona losing to Kansas City in week 1. That was a stone cold beatdown last week. So, we'll see.
Hey, one more thing, I'll let you go. Hey, I'm glad you stayed in Vegas. When I
Yeah,
think
me
of Vegas,
too.
I think of you. I think of you and, a few other Vegas icons. And I didn't really like the idea, even though, it's your life. Obviously,
Yeah,
but
I'm so
I didn't
glad.
like the idea of you leaving Vegas.
I'm glad I passed on this Texas thing. Now that the judge fucking ruled in favor on the appeal that the TCH made. Now the judge ruled in favor of the guy, and it could be a death blow to Texas poker. See, the reason why I was all in on Texas is once TCH got their license back, I knew it was safe. But now with this thing getting overturned, it could be a disaster, and I'm kind of pretty happy I passed on it now. I really am.
Well, you know how Chicago politics works.
Yeah.
And Texas isn't that far behind.
I know.
They're just a little better. They're just a little better at keeping it under.
I'll tell you what, I was
wraps.
at Rivers Casino. Boy, they have some strict fucking rules there, man. Like, I didn't even know this guy was giving me money for chips, and they go, put it down. I could have got kicked out forever for it. Like, I'm like, really? You can't give money for chips? I didn't know. So they got really strong rules.
In Pritzker's, Illinois, there are more stupid laws and rules and ways to take your money and take your freedoms than any other state, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And so, with the election coming up November 8th or 6th or whatever it is, I'll be voting.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, it's on, I hope is that mayor fucking on the ballot? I hope she don't win. She's the worst mayor in the history of mayors, right?
Yeah, she finished putting the nail in the coffin in Chicago.
She's the worst of all time.
But,
I mean, I'm hoping J.B. Pritzker loses too, even though his fucking Phil's good buddy. But he's so far left also. I mean, they're literally passing a law, a no bail law in Tech. I mean, the crime is going to be out of control. It already is out of control in Chicago. I can't even believe what it's going to be. Huh.
Yeah, people are leaving the state to the surrounding states. The population's all growing. Illinois' population
I
is
really
dying.
think that the Democrats are doing it on purpose for people to leave Chicago, people to leave New York, and people to leave California to go to these purple states, and so they'll vote Democrat in purple states. I think they're doing it on purpose. How could they be putting these laws up? Like it's insane what they're doing. It doesn't even make sense. It's like insanity. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of the Safety Act here. It's they don't even
I heard
get to
about
hold. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Read up on that. You'll just
I
be
did. The
disgusted.
Safe Act starting 2023. No
Yeah.
cash bail for anybody under anything less than $1,000. They're going to be robbing every store there is.
You can burn a place down and be back on the street the next same day.
It's total insanity is what it is. Okay? They're trying to blame it on racism. No, why don't they just fucking pay teachers 2x to go into these African American Latino neighborhoods and teach them and educate them? But they don't want that. The Democrats have to keep them down. If they don't, then they won't vote for them. That's the bottom line. They have to keep them down. So they don't educate them, and then that's why we have the crime we have. It's really sad. It's sad because I care so much about people. But it is.
I used to like going into Chicago.
Yeah.
Now, no, I don't go into Chicago anymore. People I know don't go into Chicago.
I stayed downtown at the Thompson, and and I was able to walk a couple blocks, but there's police cars everywhere down there. I mean, there ain't nobody coming in there to rob you. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because those are the only cops left.
Yeah.
You know, the police are leaving left and right because they aren't getting any support from the mayor, from the governor.
Why would you? You have the Democrats are anti-police, and now they're trying to. Nancy Pelosi comes out yesterday. We're pro-crime, all of a sudden you're anti-crime. Oh, because there's an election in 2 weeks. I mean, these people are sick. I mean, they hate police officers. They push this false narrative that police officers are killing black people when there's never more than 13 a year unarmed that die out of 40 million traffic stops. And then there's like 23 white people that die. I mean, they act like it's just a lie. That's the big lie. It's so sad.
You know,
and then listen, with that George Floyd situation, like this guy was saying, I can't breathe when nobody was touching him. I mean, this guy was, if you look at the toxicology report, he had a lethal dose of fucking fentanyl in his system. It's crazy, man. So crazy.
Yep.
And people are afraid to be a cop because if they do their job and they shoot somebody, they can be put in jail for life. Look at the woman that pulled her taser and she pulled the gun instead of a taser by accident. She's in jail for 15 years. Who wants to be a cop? Would you ever want to be a cop? My God.
Nobody in Chicago.
My God. You've got to be crazy to be a cop. Crazy. But anyways.
Yeah. So that's going to dilute the talent pool in the police department also.
Yep. Sure will. Will.
Anyway, Mike, it was nice to talk to you.
You got it, man. Thanks for calling, man. Have a great weekend. Take care.
You too. Thanks.
We do have one more.
All right, we'll take one more. Welcome to the Mouthpiece of Mike. Hello. 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 Hello, welcome to Mouthpiece. Hello. All right, well, whatever. No problem. Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Should I go for Atlanta? Tell me. Should I take a shot on Atlanta and Survivor instead of the Cowboys? I mean, we got to use the teams, man. I mean, this seems like a good spot. I mean, you're trying to steal a game, but it can also knock you out. You know, there's only 125 left. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you that much. It's definitely a thought. All right. Well, my number one pick is the Patriots on my lane 2.5. My number 2 pick is at Arizona plus 3.5, and my number 3 pick is Detroit plus 3.5. Those are my top 3. Hopefully, I need to have a good week. I got some 19 wins. I'm like 7.5 games back in circa, and 7.5 games back. You know, but you know, I go put together a 5-0, 5-0, and pick up 3 games, and you know, you're back in it. You never know. All right, guys. I'll see you all next week, probably next Friday, and then I'm going to be at Hustler the 6th through 11th, and I'm going to probably sell a big piece of myself to the 100, 200 on Friday for my fans. They don't buy it. They don't. We'll just give them a chance to make some money. We'll see you all next week on The Mouthpiece. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you all.
The Mouthpiece.